Hello, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Virgo, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So, with all that being said, Virgo, let's get started. How does Virgo currently view this relationship? All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on. Okay, so we do have the Five of Wands, we do have the Empress, and then we also have the Eight of Cups. All right, Virgo, in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, with the Five of Wands coming out here, Virgo, it just kind of looks like there is a lot of tension and conflict going on here between you and another person. And instead of you going back and forth with this particular person that you're experiencing all this tension and conflict with, it kind of looks like you're choosing not to. This to me kind of feels, Virgo, honestly, like this to me feels like the epitome of you just letting this person argue with themselves is like the best way that I can describe, Virgo, what it is that you're doing here. Now, this could be between you and a family member, you and a friend, possibly you and a romantic interest, or possibly even an ex-lover, but clearly it kind of looks like you don't have time to sit here and bicker back and forth with this particular person. Now, here's the thing, Virgo. Because you're choosing to not bicker back and forth between you and this person, I feel like that's just going to add fuel to your I feel like that's just going to add fuel to this person's fire is basically what I'm getting. Like the fact that you're refusing to have a conversation with this person is pissing them off. You know, the fact that you're kind of like looking at this entire situation like, yeah, on second thought, I don't have time for this, is pissing them off. Like, I am definitely getting that. Let's, I guess, look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Wands out here. Okay, whoever this human is somebody who has been wanting to talk to you for quite some time now, is primarily what I'm getting. Yeah, they've been wanting to talk to you for quite some time now, and it kind of looks like this person's finally deciding, to, extend themselves in hopes that, the two of you could basically have a conversation with one another. But it kind of looks like you don't want to have a conversation with this person. Between you and I, Virgo, I'm, and I hate to say this, I really do. I really hate to say this, but I just kind of... I just kind of feel like you kind of look at this person as like a peasant. You know what I mean? I am getting that. You kind of look at them like they're a peasant, Virgo. You kind of look at this person as somebody who's just drama filled, immature, things of that nature. I am definitely getting that. Of course, this person, is definitely showing up as a page. So people who show up as pages are people who, can be, immature at times and childish at times and petty at times and, things of that nature. But, I am definitely getting, that this one over here wants to have a conversation with you and you're just like, yeah, I'm good, Matter of fact, now that I think about it, I really have to do this, and I also have to do that too. And now that I also think about all of that, I also have to do this, down the third. So yeah, I just don't have the time, I just don't have the time. It's like you look at having a conversation with this particular person as like completely and utterly like pointless is basically what I'm getting. Okay, how does Virgo feel? We have the Ten of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we also have the Devil out here. Yeah, by you choosing to not speak to this person, or make time to, I guess, have a conversation with them about whatever's bothering them or upsetting them that they want to have a conversation with you about. Like, instead of you deciding to have that conversation with them, it kind of looks like you're choosing not to. And I think that it is just adding fuel to this person's fire. Just like I feel like deep down inside, it would, like, because you knew that this was going to add fuel to this person's fire by you ignoring them, by you not taking time to have a conversation with them and things of that nature. Like, you knew obviously, that this was going to add fuel to this person's fire. But I don't think that you care, Virgo. I don't think that you care. Um, I don't think that you care. I just don't think that you care. Um, I also feel like you look at this person as somebody who loves like, constantly like telling people what to do, or like being in control all the time. So the fact that you're not, I guess, responding and reacting in the ways that they want you to essentially respond and react towards them, wanting to have a conversation, with you, is kind of like upsetting them. And it could be that you're right, Virgo, that this person is just used to like, people constantly listening to them and doing exactly what, and doing exactly what they want, people to do. You know what I mean? Maybe they're used to that. And the fact that you're not doing that, might really upset them. The fact that you're not, deciding to have a conversation with them because they want to have a conversation, with you, but you're just not trying to do all that. Yeah, that could be upsetting this person, because maybe they're just not used to people telling them no, or maybe they're, just not used to people going against what they want people to do. That's definitely a possibility. But you do look at this person as somebody who is very, very controlling and likes to tell people, like, what to do. And it just kind of looks like, even though this person is like telling you, we need to have a conversation and blah, 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 like, you're kind of looking at them like, no, the hell we don't. No, we don't. No, no, we don't. No, we don't. Okay. All right. How does this person feel? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Six of Cups, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles. Okay. Mm. Mm. Virgo, this could be between you and like a family member. I am definitely getting that. Um, Cause, and the reason why I'm like, it could be a family member, but of course it could be like a romantic interest. I'm definitely getting that for some of you out there as well. Like, a romantic interest, or like an ex-lover, whatever have you. But whoever this individual is, it's definitely somebody who knows people that you know. So it's kind of making me feel like maybe this is like a family member of yours, for example, or somebody that, was a part of your life for, quite some time now. Like if this is like a romantic interest, maybe they were a part of your life for quite some time now, to the point where, they met your family and, things of that nature. I just kind of feel like this person has access to people you specifically know, is basically what I'm getting. Now here's the thing. I feel like this person's like reaching out to somebody that knows you specifically. I am definitely getting that knows you specifically. And I feel like they're kind of making it seem to this particular person, like, you see, look, Virgo's the problem, you guys. Virgo's the problem. You see, look, I try to talk to them. I try to work things out with them. I try to mend my relationship with them. You see, but they don't want to talk to me. You see, they're the problem. It is not I that's the problem. It's them. You see, I'm trying to, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like it's like this person, and that's another thing that this person does, which I'm not surprised by it, but that's another thing that this person does. Like, when somebody doesn't do what they want that person to do, that person instantly becomes that individual's enemy. And this is that type of person that needs to this is that type of person that needs to get other people, you know what I mean? On their side. So if this is like a family member of yours and you're refusing to speak to them, they're going to call up the whole freaking family, you know what I mean? And tell the whole family, you see, Virgo's just the problem. Virgo just, it's just so full of drama. They just don't want to like move past like, this big fight / argument that we had. And it's just like, you see, but I'm trying, but Virgo's just too busy being immature. Virgo's just too busy, dragging this entire situation on. It's like they're trying to like pin people against you, but I don't feel like it's working. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't feel like it's working. I don't. And I feel like the main reason why it's not working is because, let's just say this is like a family member of yours. Like, I feel like other people within the family kind of know, how this person is, and why you more than likely don't want anything to do with them, because they probably don't really want anything to do with them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, whoever this person is, I feel like people look at this individual the exact same way you look at this individual. Like you look at them like they're childish, immature, drum filled. Well, you're not the only person that looks at them like this. There's other people that look at them in that same type of lighting, but themselves, I guess. Um, so yeah, like I guess even if this person does like try to like pin people against you, I don't think that it's going to work primarily because everybody looks at them the exact same way that you look at them. You know what I mean? So if they go and run and tell somebody that you know, like, oh, like Virgo, like I try to talk to them, but they're not trying to speak to me. You see, I'm trying to be the bigger person, blah blah blah. I think everybody knows why you don't want to speak to them. And I don't think anybody blames you either. That's the thing too. I don't think anybody blames you either. Okay, what actions will Virgo take towards this person or moving forward? So we do have the Queen of Cups, we do have the Hangman, and then we also have the Emperor. You know, I just kind of see this person trying to essentially convince someone that you know, specifically you know, to like convince you into having a conversation with them. Do I think it's gonna work? No, I don't think that it's going to work. um I don't think that it's going to work, but then again, I don't think anybody blames you for wanting absolutely nothing to do with this individual either. You see what I mean? So it's like, then there's that. Yeah, then there's that. Then there's that. All right, what actions will this person take towards Virgo or moving forward? So we do have the Queen of Wands, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Hierophant out here. You know, it's very fascinating the way that this person spins this whole thing to themselves, as well as like, I guess other people that the both of you kind of know is basically what I'm getting. Because this person knows people that you know, whether it's like, you know, your family members, your close friends, like things of that nature. Like this person clearly knows people that you basically know. And I feel like they're trying to kind of like spin this like storyline to these like people that I guess like the both of you guys know, that they're over here trying to be the bigger person. You're the one that's being immature. You're the one that's being childish. I'm sorry, but this person harnesses Page of Swords, Queen of Wands like energy. I wouldn't want to talk to them if I were you either. And here's why. Oh man, to describe Jesus, a person that harnesses Page of Swords energy, ugh, and then Queen of Wands energy. This person may be known for lying a lot. Like they might be like a pathological liar. That's definitely a possibility, a very strong possibility at that. As far as like their temper is concerned, I feel like this person goes from 0 to 100 real quick. They're very, very petty, very, very immature. But it's fascinating because I feel like this person like portrays like themselves as somebody who's mature, you know, somebody who knows how to have an adult conversation, but they don't, you know what I mean? Like they don't. I mean, I get now because they showed up as a Page of Swords to the Queen of Wands, like why you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not talking to this person. Like you couldn't even pay me to talk to this one. Like I get it, because if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't want to talk to them either. But you know, this person feels like whatever did go on between the two of you, it's something that y'all need to talk about, discuss, and essentially move past. Because apparently, according to the energy and what I'm seeing here, this person feels like y'all have to coexist with one another and deal with one another. So this is kind of why they're so adamant on having a conversation with you, because I guess according to them and the energy that I'm seeing here, you gotta deal with them and they gotta deal with you. But it's interesting because you don't see it that way. Like you don't feel like you have to deal with this person, you know, you just don't feel like you have to deal with this person at all. So even if this is like a family member of yours, right? They could be looking at it like, come on, like we have to deal with one another, right? Because you know, we're family, we're blood, like we gotta deal with one another. You don't look at it that way. Like you care less if this person's related to you or not. Like you don't feel like you have to deal with this person under any circumstances. So, you know, then there's that, you know. But as far as they're concerned, the energy that I'm seeing here for them, they feel like, you know, we have to deal with one another, you know? So we might as well just kind of have a conversation, Virgo, and kind of move past whatever happened here, you know, because we have to deal with one another. And your whole MO is, no, who told you that lie? Who told you that lie? We don't got to deal with one another. Who told you that lie, you know? I just kind of feel like they're going to send somebody your way in hopes that that person can convince you into having a conversation with them. And I mean, unfortunately for them, I just don't think that it's going to work. I just don't think it's gonna work, honey. I don't think it's gonna work. We have the, yeah, it's just not gonna work. It kind of looks like, you know, it kind of looks like you're good, you know? I feel like since you created this distance between the two of you and you haven't been speaking to them or surrounding yourself with them, life has just been peachy, okay? And you want to continue to keep it that way, is basically what I'm getting. And a lot of you feel like if you were to heal things with this person and move past whatever causes lack of communication, distance, whatever have you between the two of you, you're going to be basically compromising, you know, like your peace all over again. And you don't want to do that, okay? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Because like I said, you look at this person like they're very drama filled, and I can see what you're talking about because they did show up as the Queen of Wands to the Page of Swords. So that makes a lot of sense why you look at them like they're very drama filled and mature. Like I said, this person might be a pathological liar, considering the fact that they did show up, unfortunately, harnessing Page of Swords energy. So then there's that. I can see why you don't want to deal with this person, more of the story. But I just kind of feel like there's going to be somebody, like, because I'm kind of getting like a middleman, middlewoman who's going to attempt to be the peacemaker in all of this. But I don't think that that's going to work. Like, I don't think that this other individual is going to be able to convince you into having a conversation with this person. Like, it's to the point where a person can't even pay you to have a conversation with this person. So I think your mind is pretty made up when it comes down to this person in particular, even though this person keeps showing up with this energy of, well, Virgo, we have to deal with one another because, you know, we're family, or because of this or because of that. I don't think you care. I just honestly, honest to God, I don't think that you care. Granted, something could be, you know, keeping you bound to this person to a certain extent, I guess, you know, like y'all are related, you know what I mean? Or this is somebody that you work with, for perfect example, you know what I mean? Like, something is obviously keeping you guys like in each other's lives to a certain extent. I am definitely getting that. And I don't even feel like you like that. I don't even feel like you like that. But as far as like talking to them, being buddy with them, mending your relationship with them, no. I think what had happened is that this person showed you their true colors, and you just chose to believe them the first time. You know what I mean? Not the second time, not the third time, not the fourth time, not the fifth time. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think that that makes you a very immature person like they're over here claiming. Because I keep getting that they're trying to like convince either one person or multiple people that you're just this like problematic human, and you're just this immature person, and you're just this, and you're just that. I mean, you don't have any sort of cards that are indicating that that's the case, but they do. You see what I mean? And they, like I said, they did show up harnessing Page of Swords energy, which could definitely describe a pathological liar, but, you know, then there's that. You know, it's crazy because this person like firmly believes, you know what I mean, that they are somebody who acts their age. They firmly believe that they're not drama filled. They firmly believe that they can have an adult conversation. They firmly believe that, you know, they're not the type of person to bring drama or chaos or dysfunction in anybody's life. But it's so not like that. And I keep getting that other people see them the same way you see them. So it's like, it's, I don't know. It's weird that this person convinces themselves that they're not this drama-filled, immature individual when they are, you know what I mean? When they are. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Virgo. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.